One way to help people understand what it is you do is to describe their before and after. If you were to picture somebody that you work with in their before state, what do they look like, feel like, experience before they come to you? And then what do they look like, feel like, experience after they have worked with you? So contrasting those two before and after pictures in somebody's head can really help to describe what it is you do and the transformation that you provide for people. When you are explaining your products or offers, you want to make sure that the person you're explaining it to can picture themselves in that scenario. So here's two examples, one being not quite as good and the other hitting the nail on the head. So the first would be, I help women who are getting married lose weight and improve their energy so they can feel their best on their wedding day, right? We're pretty specific. We're saying that you're helping women who are engaged to get married. That's specific on who you work with. But then we get vague after that. We're improving their energy so they can feel their best. What does that really mean? So a better answer or a better statement would be, I help women who are engaged to be married lose the stubborn 5 to 20 pounds they have struggled to take off for confidence walking down the aisle and glowing memories years later when looking back at their wedding album. That they can picture in their head. They can picture themselves walking down the aisle and all the eyes on them. They can picture themselves flipping through their wedding album with their husband or their friend years later and having all those memories that come flooding back. And so when they can picture themselves in this situation and you're very specific, so in this case you help women who are engaged to be married, that's very specific, and the outcome is to lose the 5 to 10 stubborn pounds. Again, very specific on what it is you do so that somebody who's considering working with you knows immediately whether or not they want to dive in with you. Somebody who's engaged to get married and just has that like 5 to 20 pounds to lose immediately is going to say yes to this. Yes, if you can promise me that, or if you can work with me towards losing this 5 to 20 pounds, that would be incredible. And so that is how specific you need to be in your messaging in order to stand out and in order to communicate to potential buyers what it is you do. Then when it comes to the framework of your actual offer, you want to be very clear. So people do need to know who you work with, but they also need to know how you do it. So what is your method? Because people want to know, is this something that is feasible for me? Because if it's going to require, 45 minutes of my day every day, then I'm out, right? Where other people might say, oh, okay, yes, 45 minutes of my day, that's feasible for what it is that we're doing here. I can commit to that. But they need to know, they need to understand, is this achievable in the time frame that I have with the amount of effort that I'm willing to put into it? So what is it going to take for me to get the result? So you need to overcome that objection, that question in their head before they even ask it. So you need to be very clear on what it is that you are offering. So an example could be a 3-part metabolism jumpstart kit, which would include a metabolic assessment, and you can give a time frame. You can say like a 30-minute metabolic assessment, followed by a 14-day customized meal plan with weekly or twice a week accountability check-ins. That would be very clear on what exactly that is and the type of effort and time commitment that it's going to take to get the result. So putting timestamps on things, talking about how long or how detailed things will be, how the frequency of how often that you'll meet or how often you'll check in. That's also going to set realistic expectations. And expectations are so incredibly important when it comes to coaching. This is where a lot of coaches fall short, is that they set these big results or they promise this grand transformation, but then they don't really tell you what to expect each and every week or each and every day. And so the client might think, hey, she's going to be checking my food log and checking in with me every day, where you're thinking like, no, this is a once a week check-in via Zoom where we will go over everything. And if you and your client have those two different ideas of how the process is going to go, there is going to be disappointment. Whereas when you say, we are doing once a week check-ins. I'm going to review your food log with you during that check-in so that you can ask questions. The person automatically is prepped for that. That's what they're expecting, and that's what they're excited about. Even though it's the exact same offer as before, if they know what to expect, then they actually can get excited about it and they will know when to reach out to you. It does well for both you and your client. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you are a health or wellness professional and you haven't yet checked out The Wellness Vault, you're missing out. The Wellness Vault is a content hub for coaches who create their own plans and programs for their clients, run workshops, create digital guides, and so much more. You can now do all of this in a fraction of the time so you can focus on your clients and grow your business faster than ever with more you time. The link to The Wellness Vault is in the show notes, so go sign up for your free trial today. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.